Hello gorgeous, welcome back to my channel. Hello if you're new. If you're new, it means so much if you hit that subscribe button down below to join my YouTube family. I do post every single Tuesday and Thursday. And today's video is gonna be another video around no buy. So if you guys haven't seen, I recently just dropped a video on my channel talking about my no buy year and how life-changing and beneficial that has been to my life. And I kind of talked about my experience and everything around my no buy year. But today I thought I would do a video around the rules and how to have a no buy year and kind of stop with shopping or limit your shopping so that you are able to reach your financial goals or whatever the goal may be for you. Comment down below what is something that you want to stop purchasing in the year of 2022 or just purchase less in the year of 2022. I'm curious to know. And with that being said, let's just jump right into the video. Like I said in my last video, I just want to quickly go over what is a no buy year. It's basically a pledge to yourself to just buy the necessities and buy things that are going to bring personal value to you and not things that you just want. It's kind of become like this lifestyle movement where you declutter, use the things that you have, do less impulse purchases. In the end of the day, everyone's is gonna look a little bit different. All our rules are gonna look a little bit different. So of course this is gonna be different from person to person, but that is the overall gist of what a no buy year is. The purpose of a no buy year for the most part is just to save more financially, maybe pay off some debts, or even just to become more minimalistic and just more aware of where your money is going and just to consume less. Now I wanted to go over some rules when it comes to a no buy year and how to successfully have a no buy year. So the first rule is to create your no buy rules or low buy rules. You don't only have to do a no buy year, you can also do a low buy year where you just really limit the amount of what you're going to spend. So if a no buy year is just too scary or you think you're not going to be able to succeed in that and it's just not realistic for you, I totally recommend going towards a low buy year and seeing how that is, and then you could always switch to no buy year. That's personally what I did. In the year of 2019, I definitely did a low buy year, but in the year of 2020 is when I really did a full no buy year. So when it comes to creating your rules, you want to make sure that you choose your categories. So what are the categories that you want to limit spending on or just 100% don't purchase, and make really simple, clear-cut rules so there's no gray area. So whether it is to no longer buy any sort of clothing or accessories, don't purchase any more makeup, eating out at restaurants if you want to cut that out, whatever the case may be, take a piece of paper and write down everything that you want to limit spending money on or just cut out completely. Some of my things that I cut out personally was to no longer eat out at restaurants, to not purchase any sort of fashion, whether that's clothing, accessories, shoes, purses, anything like that, as well as to cut out makeup, any new makeup or just things that you don't need. I made sure to use products up that I already had and start to declutter by using up my products for once, as opposed to keeping a product half full and then buying a new product. So I also made sure to not purchase any sort of hair care and skincare and to use up what I had. I also did not do any sort of beauty treatments. So when it comes to like nails or any sort of beauty treatments with that kind of stuff. And other things that I limited on was just going out to movie theaters and spending money with that. So there's a bunch of categories and rules that you can make for yourself. And of course, it's gonna be a little bit difficult at first, especially if you have always been kind of like an impulse shopper. But in the long run, you're going to thank yourself because this is really going to help you save. And that leads me to this next rule, which is to decide your why. This is going to be your purpose and your motivation. Everyone's gonna have different whys as to why they are starting their no buy year, whether that is to pay off debt, whether it's student loans, credit card debt, or to save money for a down payment for a house, or even just to have money saved for an emergency fund or to buy a car. Whatever the main reason may be for you, find out your why. Personally, for myself, my biggest why was to purchase my first home and to save up for a down payment and also just save to pay off the home. I also, in this year of 2022, one of my bigger financial goals is not only to continue when it comes to my house, but to also save up for a wedding. I am currently engaged and weddings cost a lot of money. So that is just another big expense that I want to be more mindful of, because that just brings a lot of things to purchase and you really want to be mindful. And also just saving for an emergency fund is really important to me, because if anything, the year 2020 has showed us that things are not guaranteed, jobs can be gone, and you could be left in a really tricky situation. And it's always important to kind of save, to be aware that those things can happen. You don't want to be in a really tight situation where you're extremely stressed and you feel like you can't have any way out. My next rule is to do it with a partner or friend. This is what helped me a lot. My fiance and I decided to take on this no buy year together. We did it together in 2020 before we moved into our house, and we also are mindful in the year of even 2021. We definitely had the same goals when it came to our house, and by having another person that's similar, doing the same kind of lifestyle or the same no buy year as you, it just allows you to feel not really alone and like you could talk to someone about it, and it also just motivates you and encourages you to keep going, and it kind of just becomes like a fun challenge together. So I totally recommend, if you could find someone, a friend, a family, your partner, do it with someone, and that's just gonna really help you to keep it going and to be successful. And that leads me to rule number 4, which is to eliminate temptations. So you could do this in a variety of different ways. One of the ways that is useful is unsubscribing from those emails from your favorite stores. So whether that is clothing stores, makeup stores, electronics, we all get those emails talking about the great deals they have and what they have on sale and what's coming and what you need, the latest, newest, or they just send you over a discount to be like, hey, come shopping, come back. It's better to have those out of sight, out of mind. You can always resubscribe to them later on, but I personally like to just unsubscribe from them because it just doesn't give you that temptation to look around and see what you can get for a deal. Another thing, sticking on to that, is unfollowing certain social media accounts. So if you follow people that kind of just show off that really flashy lifestyle and it kind of makes you feel a certain way, like you're left out, or like you wish you had that life, you wish you had that, those are the accounts you want to definitely unfollow, because it's just going to get you tempted. It's not going to make you happy. You're going to think you need things that you don't need, and it can lead to a lot of impulse purchases. Overall, just limiting also time on social platforms, just because I just find now all social platforms, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, you just see stuff and things that you need to buy. We're just surrounded by constant ads or just people promoting their own lives, and people always show off the best things they have and just try to make their life seem like glamorous and amazing, and it can really make you feel like left out. Like I said, it could just make you feel like you need certain things that you really don't need. And you can even go as far as even getting rid of credit cards that you have the number memorized, cut that up and get a fresh new credit card, things like that, so that you are not buying a bunch of things. There's so many things that you could do, but definitely try to eliminate temptations the best that you can. There's always gonna be things around you. We're always surrounded by consumerism, and sometimes it's going to be a struggle and you're going to want something that you really don't need. But by eliminating temptations, that's going to at least cut your battle in half. This is just also a little roadblock to help you not shop for unnecessary things. So there's a bunch of different things that you could do when it comes to that. And that leads me to the last rule, which is to fill time with other things. So I feel like a lot of us feel like in order to have fun, in order to do things, we just have to waste money and spend money. But there is so many things that you can do instead of wasting money You could find things that are free to do and things that are still fun, but you don't have to waste your money. So find things that aren't going to involve shopping, aren't going to involve any sort of spending of money. I personally found for myself, and I know for so many of us, we really like to use shopping as a void. If we're bored, if we're happy, if we're sad, if we're feeling not pretty, if we just feel like we want to change, or we just feel sad and angry, we tend to shop and to kind of be like a band-aid for our emotions that we're going through, whether it's a good emotion or bad emotion. And it kind of gives you that rush when you first buy something that you love and you've been seeing everywhere. It makes you feel good in the moment, but it doesn't actually make you feel good long term. You still feel the same in the end of the day. You also a lot of the times regret your purchases, and then you could feel down on yourself and kind of guilty, like you wasted so much money on a bunch of stuff that you're not gonna use. There's so many other outlets and so many other things you can do during those emotions to make you feel good and that are gonna be productive and going to help you stay on your no-buy year. When it came to my fiance and I, we decided to stop going to restaurants and just going out on dates that we were spending money on. So things that we would do is just honestly go for hikes, go for walks. So just did things like staying at home and cooking dinner at home together and having like a little date night. You can even go to the beach if you have a beach near you, if you're ever so lucky, because I live in Canada and it is freezing for like half the year. But in the summertime, there's so many things that you could do that doesn't involve money. But those are the rules that I personally used and I find are helpful when it comes to how to do a no-buy year and how to kind of stop shopping and how to limit your shopping overall. This has been really eye-opening and really amazing for me as a person. I just feel like a lot of the times I realized that I wasn't grateful for the things that I had. I was always concerned about what's the newest, latest thing and just trying to get my hands on it. And it really just makes you feel like you're never content with life. By opening my eyes up and just kind of becoming older and realizing that I don't need to do every single trend and that I still am happy without having the latest, newest thing, I started to realize that that's not really what's important. That's not going to make you happy in the end of the day. And in the end of the day, you're not going to regret saving. You're not going to regret building your future up so that you are successful in the future and you could help out your family. And it just has been really eye-opening to realize how much impulse bias I used to do and how I really did think before I buy. Something that really works for me is just asking if it is a want or a need, or if it's gonna bring you actual personal value. And also something that really has been beneficial and worked for me is just, if you really want something and you're having a hard time, don't buy it right away. Wait a little bit, even if it's a week, 2 weeks, a month, and see if you still want it, because I know for myself, most of the times, I forget about it and I'm happy I didn't end up buying it. Impulse buys I just find are the worst because a lot of the times we regret it or we don't end up using it and it just kind of sits there and collects dust and it just goes to waste. Let me know if you guys are interested in doing a no buy or low buy year and what your financial or your goals are in 2022. I'm curious to know. I hope these rules were helpful and I hope you have a successful year. Don't forget to click the subscribe button. I do post every single Tuesday and Thursday. And with that being said, I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye!